To the Friday Snowboard Pro Camp live chat. We'll be on here talking to you guys for the next 45 minutes to an hour. Answer any of your snowboard questions. Just hang out with you guys, give you guys an update on what's been going on. And yeah, at the moment I'm in Hood River, Oregon. I've been snowboarding at the Timberline Resort at Mount Hood the last like week or so. And yeah, it feels good. Some good spring riding. Been having just like a blast out at Timberline. Like the park's incredible. A few days of just a few hikes and like cruising around, and yeah, just getting the snowboard legs back. But yeah, let's see who's on the chat right now. We've got some people who tuned in pretty early. Shout out to Bad Riders for hopping on. Channel member, thanks man for the support. Luke Hayes is on here. Emilian Popoff. We got Bad Riders again. NGen. What's up, NGen? Some of the OGs in the chat are super early. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about snowboarding, spring riding, gear, anything like that, hit me up. Today I was actually teaching my friend Chris, giving him some pointers. It was his like 4th time ever snowboarding. And so today was just kind of like refresher day, getting him back doing heel sliding and getting some of the basics back again, so that was super fun. But yeah, if you guys have questions about anything, definitely hit me up. We got Day Job Shredder on here, member of the channel as well. Thanks for the support, man. We got Ski Man's Ski Lifts is on here. Baden says come to Perisher. Yeah, so I've heard that, yeah, Australia, New Zealand, they're starting to get snow again, so you guys are going into your winter. That's pretty exciting. Hopefully I can make it down there at some point in the next few months, maybe like August or September would be super fun. Yeah, NGen, thanks for hopping on, man. Appreciate it. The Emperor says, have you tried out the LibTech Lib Rig yet? If so, what do you think of it? No, what is the Lib Rig? Let me know what that is. Little Brittle says, I swear you're always at Mount Hood when I'm not there. Oh no. Yeah, what days do you go up? I was there like, I mean, at Mount Hood, you always just try to go up the days where the weather is good. So I was up there like 2 days ago. Yesterday we didn't go because it was raining. Today went up, it was kind of like foggy and snowing. So yeah, gonna be up this weekend though. As long as the weather stays decent, we'll be up there. So hopefully Little Brittle, we'll see you up there this weekend. Luke Hayes says, hey Kev, are you staying back at your place at Good from last year? Oh, at Hood. Are you staying back at your place from last year? No, so at the moment, not staying there. We kind of moved around a little bit. But yeah, we're actually staying at a different place in Hood River. But yeah, gonna be moving around a little bit. Don't really have like a place like set. Yeah, that place I had last year was pretty sweet. It was like a house, actually not far from here. And yeah, it was really nice, but yeah, going to be moving around a little bit this summer. Daydrop Shredder says he's been hitting the street pow on a summer board. Wow, yeah, those summer boards are like, it's definitely, it is like a challenge. I think it does definitely help you out for snowboarding, but I think it's maybe even harder than snowboarding. The summer board is pretty legit. Can definitely help you progress with your skills. So NGen says that board it's a new model from LibTech, all mountain board designed by Austin Sweeten. Oh, very cool. Bad Rider saying he's been one-wheeling and summer boarding this week. Paul wants to know, does your wife snowboard too? She does. She's like a pretty good snowboarder. She doesn't go like that like regularly though, maybe like a few times a year. But like when it's a nice day, yeah, she does like love being out in the mountains. I think yeah, I think in the last couple years, like a few of her favorite days. One day we went to Mount Baker and she had like a really awesome time. It was like sunny day, just like cruisy laps. Um, in New Zealand, got up for like a really nice sunny day. So like every time we're somewhere, she always likes to go up and check out the mountain and get up there on a sunny day. But she's not like as hardcore as myself or like, you know, people that are into going like a few days a week. She kind of like just appreciates going a few times a season. Bad Rider says, I've got a few topics for the members chat this week. We need some positivity, I think. Yeah, for sure, man. Let's get, so yeah, every week after this live chat, we have like a bonus live chat for like members only. So if you guys want to become a member, there's like a join button somewhere down there. Awesome way to support the channel. Lots of members only perks. And one of them is the bonus live chat that we do. So after this one, if you guys want to come join for the members live chat, just hit that join button. Tank says, thank you for your videos. I've learned from you a lot. Amazing. Yeah, appreciate it. Tang, do you have any more video requests, or is there something that you found really helpful? It'd be awesome to get some feedback from you, or any video requests. Michael says, Kev, you need to go for the handlebar mustache. You can do it. Yeah, I'm looking a little bit rough. I need to trim it up, but could go for the handlebar. Baden, how long do these live chats usually last for? So it kind of depends, like 45 minutes to an hour, and then we go over to the members area for another like around a half an hour. But that one too, like I think last time we were on the members area for 45 minutes. So it kind of depends. Dan says, have you demoed any 2024 gear? Let's get a quick drink here. I haven't had a chance to demo any 2024 gear yet, but so there's a camp here at Mount Hood called High Cascade, and they have like they get all the demos from all the brands, or from a bunch of brands, so that the campers can demo. So I'm collaborating with them this summer, so hopefully grab some demos off of them. So yeah, it would be great to get on some boards, maybe like mid-June to like early July. We'll hopefully get on a bunch of different demo boards, and yeah, try out some of the new 2024 gear. Yeah, it's always fun to get on new models, new versions of things. So we'll try to get onto as many of those boards as possible in the next like month or so. Dhananjay is watching from India. Awesome. Dhananjay, we're planning to go to India next January. So hopefully do a month-long snowboard trip up to Gulmarg in Kashmir in northern India there. So that's a dream trip, and hopefully going to make it happen this coming January. Dhananjay, where do you snowboard in India, or do you travel for it? It'd be great to know. Justin Visey saying happy Friday, y'all. Thanks, Justin. Justin's also a member. He's got the emoticon with myself and David Jones. And Jen says, Kevin is going to the wild side. That's right, man. Luke Hayes, any more information on the upcoming SPC camp at Mount Hood? Yeah, so I think so originally I was scheduled to join for session 1 and 2, collaborating with High Cascade. I think that both camps are sold out, so that's pretty awesome. There are some more spots available like for day campers, so if you just come for the day, So just the riding parts, I think there's more spots available. So if you visit the High Cascade website and sign up for session 1 or 2 and use the promo code SPC 2023, you can get into camp and have some one-on-one coaching with me and other perks like that. I need to talk to them about session 3 because they kind of mentioned something about possibly doing something for session 3, but that's kind of in the works. But yeah, if you guys have never been to camp before, High Cascade Summer Camp, it runs like they have the adult camp, I think, for 3 weeks, and then the kids camp or like youth camp is like 4 or 5 weeks. And it's here at Mount Hood, an hour east of Portland, and such like a incredible spot to be in the summertime. Like last year I was here at Mount Hood like all summer, and it just like helped me progress my riding so much because you're just up there lapping the park or just doing whatever you want. It's such a great way to progress. Luke, what's your plans this summer? Are you coming back for TJ's camp again, or are you gonna hang out around Australia? What are you thinking this year, man? Happy wants to know what's the K2 in the background. So this is the K2 After Black. So this is like my park board. Got the Union Strata bindings on it, but yeah, 159 wide, super awesome park board, and yeah, I've been loving it this year. It's twin. It's got like positive camber, a bit of rocker towards the tips, and a super fun board. All right, let's get back to where we left off. Oh man, tons of chats here. Leon says, are you coming to Europe next summer? Greetings from Germany. Yeah, I would like to get out there. Love like visiting Zermatt, Hintertux, Stubai, all those places. We'll see. Yeah, may get out to Europe. Yeah, awesome. It's super awesome in the late summer, fall kind of time. And I need to get like a proper winter Europe trip going again too. Bad Riders, I've been looking at the 2024 gear. New boots are happening for my step-ons, and I'm seriously loving the artwork on the 2024 boards I've seen so far. Oh, very cool, man. And Motion SLB is looking into some new outerwear for next season. Not sure what to choose yet. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I think for me, like I'm gonna go for, I'm not exactly sure. Right now I'm wearing some L1 pants and they're super comfortable, really light. Yeah, I'm just gonna find something that's light, inexpensive. Yeah, and just comfortable and light. That's the most important thing with outerwear. We got Desky watching from Las Vegas. Luke Hayes, we got L Stacker back in the chat. Denanjay says, we do backcountry in Manali, HP, and go to Gulmarg in Jan. Awesome, man. Maybe we'll see you there. Quick reminder, guys, if you haven't yet, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications if you guys want to get notified every time I go live like this. If you want to support the channel, you can do a super chat or hit the join button to become a member. And what else? I think that's it. Those are all the things. But yeah, thank you guys. Thanks to everyone for coming to hang out. The Emperors, what board would you recommend for a general all-purpose mountain board on the East Coast, particularly when just want to cruise / be lazy? I think if I was just going all-purpose mountain board on the East Coast, I might go for something with magnet traction. So maybe like a LibTech or a Jones or a GNU. Maybe like the GNU Headspace. That could be like just kind of a good one. It's got some C3, it's got the magnet traction. It's kind of versatile for the park. If you want something that's more just like not park oriented or cruisy, Maybe something like a Jones, maybe like a Jones Stratos. Yeah, maybe check out the Jones Stratos. I would say like if you're looking for some freestyle stuff, maybe the GNU Headspace, and if you're not into the park and just cruising the mountain, maybe the Jones Stratos. Yeah, I really like the idea of like East Coast icy riding to have the magnet traction, just to like give you that grip. What's up, El Stacker Adventures? Ben, hey, Kevin, have you ever had a chance to use the Supermatics? Yeah, I did. I made a few videos with the Supermatics this past winter. Definitely some controversial videos. For me, the Supermatics are good in terms of like, they do give you that convenience of like stepping in. But I think like in terms of like performance, like you don't get that like real like strapped in feeling. Even though they do have the straps on top, you kind of feel like you're at like 80%, 80 to 90% of like just fully being strapped in, compared to just having the traditional straps where you can really get those like as tight as you like. So you're not like 100% on that. And then also, I think like in some like, I think they're really like convenient when you're just putting your foot in on when you're putting your foot in just like on a groomed run. But if you're trying to use the Supermatics like in powder or just uneven terrain, it can be a little bit awkward to get your foot in. So I found them a little bit awkward in deep snow. And then even like taking my foot out of the binding, the release lever, it's a little bit more inconvenient getting your foot out than with just traditional straps. So I mean, there's some pros and cons, but to me it's just still more worth it just to go for the traditional bindings. It's just a bit easier, a bit more straightforward, and like less moving parts and stuff. And I found like too, the weight of they do add a bit more weight too in general. They're just a bit of a there's more parts to it, so it adds more weight to your overall setup. So for me, I just prefer traditional, and yeah, that's the way I would go, just traditional bindings. Justin Visey says, if you do session 3, my buddy Rich is going to be rolling through. He was on the Mammoth trip with me. I'll connect you guys if it works out. Oh, that's awesome, Justin. Yeah, okay, so Rich for session just got disconnected there for all right, just trying to get back to the same spot. Luke Hayes says, so good to hear from you. Ramey's in the chat. Bad Rider, Step on Gate is coming back. Yeah, Step on Gate. I mean, I think, yeah, with Step Ons and with Supermatics, yeah, the issue is like you gotta give a little force to get your foot in there, and if you're on like a slope, if you're in some snow, the stepping in process isn't that smooth. I think it is, it works really well if you're just like on a flat surface, like with on groomed snow. But yeah, and then also getting out, you actually have to reach like further. It's a bit more awkward to get your foot out than with traditional binding. So it's yeah, those systems aren't for me. I think they're maybe a bit overhyped. I don't know. Luke says, I'd love to come back to Hoodmate, but I'm tapped out for the next 5 weeks of excellence that I spent with you, boys, in the US. Yeah, so Luke was over here in the US for 5 weeks, so he's taking some time off, get regrouped, and then back out for another trip at some point, I bet. Yeah, we definitely need to get back out to Europe. Last time was 2019. Was it 2019? It can't be that long ago. Oh, the 2019 Europe trip? Was that 2019 or 2018? Ramy is stuck in Tuscany, so no snowboarding for the next 6 months. Dude, that's a pretty nice place to be stuck in. That's awesome. El Stacker saying to Cannonball the like button. Thanks, brother. Bad Rider says, hey Kev, how was your first week in Hood? How's the snow? And with the El Nino predicted, how are the temps? So it's kind of been a mix of temperatures this trip. It's been some really, like I'd say half the days have been sunny and warm, and the other half have been kind of like a bit cloudy and even with some snow. And then this weekend, it's a little bit cloudy, kind of mix of sun and clouds. But then next week, I think the temperatures from like Wednesday, the temperatures go into the teens Celsius and just like sunny for like a week or more. So some really nice sunny weather coming. And yeah, it's been like a good mix of weather so far. I mean, spring is always a bit unpredictable what you're gonna get. I know that just before I arrived, it was like sunny here for like a week and sunny and warm. So yeah, spring is always kind of like a mix. But yeah, hopefully it's like a long and hot, warm summer. Jonathan says, hey Kevin, going to Whistler next season, might be an El Nino winter. How is Whistler in El Nino years? Oh man, I can't really remember. What is El Nino supposed to bring more snow or more warm weather? Yeah, I think if it brings more warm weather, then I think yeah, Whistler can kind of be a bit wet. But yeah, remind me what El Nino does to the West Coast. Desky says, have you been to Lee Canyon yet? Located in Las Vegas. Owners from Brian Head just bought the resort. I've never been to Lee Canyon, but yeah, it'd be super fun to be visiting Vegas and go on a snowboard trip. That would be awesome. And Engine says the GNU Rider's Choice is a good one for the East Coast. Yeah, Rider's Choice, that's an awesome one too. Oh, the Emperor says Supermatics are a pain in the butt. They have lousy heel support. Okay, interesting. Stacker wants to know, where's everyone watching from? Yeah, let us know in the comments here. Where's everyone watching from? The Emperor says, which traditional binding would you say has the quickest, easiest, best straps and ratchets? I mean, so many of them are like really good. I've been riding like Unions a lot the last few years. The Union Stratas, they've been awesome, really nice like ratchets and straps and everything. Man, you can't go wrong. There's so many good ones. Like even like the Burton Malavitas or Burton Cartels, got really good straps. Yeah, what else? Now drives, like now bindings. Now straps have been really good, comfortable, work really well. I would say they're like, yeah, maybe check out Union or Now. Laura says, any tips for new snowboarders? Yeah, for sure. So if you're a new snowboarder, I would say like the most important thing is like every day that you're going out, that you're just like enjoying it and, you know, push yourself a little bit to like progress and learn, but don't try to like overdo it to the point where you're like, you know, you're getting overtired or discouraged or maybe even like having some bad falls. Just like go at your own pace, enjoy the process, and spend lots of time on each of the kind of skills, building it up. And probably the most important thing is just like getting like mileage on your snowboard. Like the more mileage you can get, the faster you're going to progress. Like I was out with my friend Chris today, and it was like his 4th day, and he hasn't been snowboarding in like 2 years. And it was just like the mileage, the amount of time he took on his board that really helped him to progress. So yeah, just get out there, have fun, and just, yeah, put in the time. Justin says, my issue with the step-ons is lack of customization. You're locked into certain boots. Kind of sucks if your foot doesn't fit the boot properly. Yeah, there's definitely limited with your choice of boots for sure. Like I really love, actually the boots that I got with the Burtons were really comfortable. But I really love like Vans with the traditional laces. So yeah, you definitely get limited though. Engine says, correct. The Euro trip was indeed 2018. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I think in 2019, the Yannick and Rav came out to the US. So I think, yeah, it's been every winter has been a different adventure with those guys. And 2018 was the first one. Oh, Justin Visey says, El Nino brings a ton of snow to the West Coast. Okay, interesting. I mean, I don't think Lake Tahoe can handle any more snow than they had this past winter. So, man, we'll see. I hope it brings more snow. Happy says, how do flow bindings compare to regular and step-ins? So with flows, the back of the binding comes down and you slide your foot in from the back. So that's different. You're not like doing the straps every time. So instead of doing the straps, you're kind of like lifting up the back of the binding and putting your heel in. The one issue with that is if you're like trying to put your binding on, you always have to be on your toes to put your binding on. So you can't do it from your, like from a hill on your heels. That's one issue. I think like it can be annoying too if you get like snow stuck in there to get your foot in. You have to clear all that stuff out. And yeah, I mean, I think flows have some of their advantages. I don't like the idea of having to like reach around the back of the binding to kind of do it up and like secure it. So I've never gone for flows. To me, like, yeah, the traditional are just a bit more straightforward, easy, more versatile, and even just like less work to get on and off. Chuck Van is in the chat. What's up, Chuck? He says, biggest tip for a new snowboarder, watch the beginner playlist on this channel. Great place to start. Sweet. Thanks, Chuck. Yeah, for sure. Day Job Shredder, if you're worried about customization, then clue bindings is a good option. Yeah, I'll have to check out those clues at some point. The Emperor says, with step-ons, you need to be careful. I adjusted the forward lean on mine. It had clicked both in one time. The whole board fell off while I was on the lift. Oh, that's pretty scary. Yeah, yeah. You definitely don't want that. It does come with that like little like leash hook thing, but yeah, if it doesn't all get securely clicked in, it can definitely, you can have a foot come out, or it could possibly come off. Chronic says, Chuck speaks facts. The beginner playlist taught me how to decide, on what gear to buy, how to get through my first week ever snowboarding. Oh, that's awesome, Chronic. I'm stoked that it helped. Justin Visey says, more snow equals hidden POW lines at Palisades. I'm not complaining. No, yeah, me neither, man. I hope it comes again, and I'll be back there. Looks incredible. Palisades is, yeah, just such a cool place. The Empress, how do you break the habit of not bending your back when trying to carve heel side? Yeah, I think on heel side, it's like you just have to start like thinking of yourself as like sitting in a chair. So as you come around that like heel turn, yeah, your butt kind of drops, your back kind of bends forward a little bit, knees bent. Um, yeah, kind of like sitting in a chair, or like even being kind of like crouched a little bit. But yeah, the more that you can kind of like, because yeah, if you're too tall, then your whole like your weight comes out too much over the snow and you can slide out. So just trying to have your body mass more over top of your snowboard will help your edge hold the whole way around. So I mean, it just kind of takes practice, and takes like, I think each time you go to do one, just really focusing on it and feeling it out. But yeah, just kind of being in that crouch, like sitting in a chair position, and eventually you'll get it, man. Oh, we got Robert Fowler in the chat. And Jen saying Clue is not there yet. Oh, interesting. Luke Hayes says, I watched Jonathan Buckhouse put on the Clue, and they looked a little clunky and very bulky. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of like wondering what it'd be like to be walking around with like your high back and your heel strap like attached to your boot. It's kind of a weird thing to be walking around with. Bad Riders thinks you look like a Jerry walking around with your binding on your boot. Yeah, it's a bit different. The Emperor says, "Oh yeah, you would look like a kind of like robotic, RoboCop for sure, kind of half bionic, with pieces of your binding attached to you at all times." Oh yeah, it's interesting. And Jen saying it must feel like a ski boot. Yeah, would you damage it? I don't know if you would damage it. Happy says, IMHO, advice for beginners. Get a season's pass at the closest hill. Night or off peak is good enough, and get out often. Absolutely, yeah. IMHO, is that in my honest opinion? That must be it. Yeah, it's all about mileage. It's all about like time on your snowboard, getting out there. The more days you go, the better you get, for sure. Old Taino says, hi Kevin, I'm moving to Whistler from New Zealand at the end of the month. Any tips? I've got a job and a place to stay. Man, yeah, you've already got it set up. If you got the job and a place to stay, that's a huge one. I would say, I'd just say like, don't spend, I mean, just pace yourself with like going out, spending money, because there's always, I find like my first like 5 years in Whistler, there's always like a reason to be going out. It's always like somebody's like going away party or somebody's birthday, or there's like 101 reasons to go out in Whistler. So I'd maybe say like try to pace yourself, save your money, make the most of like the outdoors stuff. One thing I wish I did more when I first got to Whistler is like maybe spent less time, you know, like socializing and stuff, and maybe a bit more time on the mountain and doing kind of like because like, yeah, Whistler is such a unique place, and has so many cool and amazing like things to do outdoors, like really trying to take advantage of all those outdoorsy type things, because yeah, there's so much to explore, so many cool things, and I guess too, when you do go out, try to make some friends who kind of like know what they're doing and can maybe show you around safely. But yeah, I mean, just like, yeah, just have fun, try to stay out of trouble as much as possible, and yeah, just like enjoy like all the cool outdoor stuff. Yeah, besides that, I mean, the grocery stores there is a good way to save money. Just try to like, yeah, eat cheaply at grocery stores. There's definitely some locals kind of discounts around town, but yeah, go into Comor and say hello to Andreas as well. But yeah, I think a great place too is check out the Circle. A really cool spot for snowboard gear, skateboard gear, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, old Tano. Have fun in Whistler, man. The Emperors wants to know, does skate tech help much during carving? Yeah, so the now bindings have skate tech. To be honest, I've like never really noticed it. I can't really feel or notice the difference with the now bindings. But I did really like the now drive. I thought they were like a really solid, like all mountain binding. Day Job Shutter says, I was on the Clue bindings all season. I even walked everywhere on the high backs with no issues. The consensus, though, is that in deeper snow, you might have some issues stepping in. Okay, interesting. Jonathan, yeah, it's supposed to be drier in the northwest, but I heard since Whistler is high elevation, they can get a lot of snow. Thoughts? I mean, Whistler is actually not that high of elevation. The top of Whistler Mountain is only 8,000 feet, so it's not super high. Yeah, I mean, if it's supposed to be drier, then Whistler can, yeah, you can definitely have like the bottom half of the mountain not get much snow. And even I've seen it even bare through the winters a couple different seasons. So I mean, Whistler is such a mix of weather, temperatures, month to month. It's like very different. Season to season is like very different. So I mean, the key is just to be there for a long period of time, and then you can get all the different weather changes. Engine saying any type of step-in systems is going to have issues in deep stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I felt with the Supermatics, with the step-ons. Anytime it's like in deep snow, or if you're, yeah, just anytime you're off of a groomed run, you're kind of having some extra challenges, for sure. Chronic says, is Whistler always a nightmare on weekends? I want to go someday, but I'm nervous about waiting in lines forever. Yeah, Whistler, the thing with Whistler is it's like an international destination. So even if it's not the weekend, it could be a weekday. But if it's like a holiday for, let's say if it's like Chinese New Year or something, then you're going to have tourists from China coming, or like from the city coming up for a holiday. Or if it's like a spring school break in England, then you're going to have a bunch of people from England like there for their holiday. So every kind of week is always like, wherever it is, if there's a holiday somewhere in the world, then you're going to have people visiting Whistler. So it does make it a pretty consistently busy place. I mean, weekdays are definitely better than the weekends, but you can still run into those lines on weekdays too. But yeah, after visiting, I've tried to visit a lot of, cool resorts around North America, but Whistler is definitely the most international. So it's like an international destination. So you can definitely run into the crowds. But if you do go, maybe like look, I mean, from my experience, kind of early January is kind of like the first couple weeks of January. I think there's not too many big like holidays around then, or like just before Christmas, like the first 2 weeks of December or first 2 weeks of January. Those are typically like slower times. And yeah, if you can avoid the weekends, that's a good way to do it too. But another way to avoid like the lift lines is like try to get there early. If you can get to a gondola early, then that's a good way to avoid some lines. Remy says, hey Kevin, is this thing behind you an Airstream trailer? Are you traveling around the US in a trailer? You are a legend. This is an Airstream trailer, but I'm not traveling around in it. I just Airbnb it for a couple weeks. But yeah, it is an Airstream. NJ and Kevin, what's a nice Canuck resort besides Whis? So three other ones I would say here. I'll put these ones in order of my my top three other Canadian resorts. Number three, number one is Whistler, even though it's got the crazy lines. But then besides that, number three would be Fernie. Fernie was really awesome. Really cool, like flow to the mountain, some nice alpine, awesome trees. Number two would be Revelstoke. Revelstoke is kind of like, it's a very similar to Whistler, huge mountain, big alpine area that you can hike to, tons of trees, very like steep and challenging mountain too, Revelstoke. So the terrain there it can be challenging and tons to explore. But then the number one, and this is a place I just visited, would be Whitewater, which is in like the Kootenay Valley near Nelson, BC. And Whitewater is like really sick. If you guys saw the video, Whitewater's like got really like tall, skinny evergreen trees and just like unlimited amount of like kickers and like natural features. Yeah, Whitewater in BC is like really incredible. Yeah, if I were to do a trip to anywhere in Canada, I would definitely pick one of those three places. And Whitewater, for sure, number one. Like no lift lines, endless terrain, and like you really feel like you're immersed in the mountains in Whitewater. If you guys have ever seen any like videos from Baldface Resort or Baldface Lodge, it's kind of like, it's actually really close to Baldface. Like I think it's within an hour's drive of Baldface or the heli trip or however you get there, but it's pretty close. So you get this similar kind of terrain. Bad Riders, notice no one has hit the join this chat. You're missing out. The members chat is fire and you get all the sweet emojis. Yeah, if you guys are thinking about it, hit the join button. We're gonna do we have a bonus members chat right after this. And yeah, you do get some sweet emojis. And yeah, we get into some other different kind of topics too in the members chat. And yeah, it's an awesome way to support the channel and hopefully give you guys lots of good perks as well. The Emperor says MLK weekend is easily one of the most packed days at the resort on the East Coast. Yeah, same in Whistler. I think MLK weekend, so I think that's the third weekend of January, is the most busy time in Whistler too. It's like you have like tens of thousands of college kids coming up from Washington State to like come and party and ski and snowboard and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty wild. Bad Rider says, we need a trailer tour. No, I can't do the trailer tour right now. My friend Chris is in there. I think he's like having a shower or something. Maybe I'll do a trailer tour in one of the vlog videos. Also, I'm just like renting it too, so I don't know if I don't want to like get in trouble with my temporary landlords. Luke says, the resort you just did with Chris and Yannick was awesome. Oh yeah, was that, yeah, that was either Whitewater or Mount Baker. But yeah, both those places are awesome. Engine says, Revelstoke is already on the wish list. Engine man, yeah, put on Whitewater as well. The trees, super unique. Yeah, Revelstoke is really cool. It's very challenging though. That's the thing. It's like, there's one lap I did it with the boys there, Yannick and Rav. It was called Kill the Banker. And yeah, one of the most really challenging tree runs, tons of like little hidden cliff drops and places to get stuck. And yeah, it's a super fun place though. Yeah, tons, like big mountain, tons to explore. Really, the elevation is crazy. I mean, you'll probably be used to it. Like, the European Alps resorts are crazy elevation as well, but Yeah, Revelstoke, I think it's got the most elevation in all of North America. I'm pretty sure it's I don't know, it's not the highest peak, but it's got the most elevation from top to bottom for the resort. Ngen with the super chat. Thanks so much, man. He says, shout out to my Snow Bros DWCP crew. Awesome, Ngen. Thanks for the support, man. Ngen with the super chat, and he's a member. Doubling up, man. Thanks so much, dude, for the support. Luke Hayes, how many weeks did Face Skater hit you up? Yeah, we just, so in the last video on the channel, randomly ran into Face Skater, and yeah, it was super fun, just like doing some laps. Got a plane going overhead. Yeah, super fun doing some laps with Face Skater, and he was like, yeah, he's like, dude, he's like, let's do some hot garbages. So did a video on just kind of getting his hot garbages dialed in, and yeah, it was awesome. Hopefully we'll probably see him up here a few times more, I'm sure, through the spring. Yeah, congrats Justin Visey. He's getting married next winter. That's gonna be super awesome. Samuel says, I hate living here in the Netherlands. There are 0 mountains here. Oh no, I mean, you're like I guess it's a pretty far drive, but you got the Alps not so far away. Maybe you can hit those up. And you got the big indoor slope there too. I forget what it's called, but yeah, you can do some like indoor riding. Awesome. Amazing, guys. So I'm gonna hop off of the live chat here, but yeah, appreciate all you guys coming on. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the bell if you want to get notified, and yeah, hit the like button too. But yeah, appreciate everyone coming on. Even Chuck Van was on here. Pretty long with the chat, even though he had to run to work. But yeah, going to be here. Look out for videos coming from here in Mount Hood, Oregon, up at Timberline Resort. And yeah, maybe some more announcements coming soon about the summer camp openings and things like that. Yeah, going to swing over to the members only section for another bonus live chat. And yeah, hope everyone has a great weekend. Yeah, love talking to you guys. Have a good one out there, and I'll talk to you guys next Friday. Sweet. Bye, everyone.